What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Chihu Garage. My name is Kikes, and today we are gonna be installing some new Yukon gears. We got 373 gears from Yukon, as well as the Dura Grip posi unit. Like always, I'm gonna link everything down in the description. This is the installation kit. Has all the bearings and all that stuff that you need to install a ring and pinion. And this right here, this was my tripod because I had the camera sitting up here like this. Well, we already got the truck jacked up. Here's Brant helping me out. I actually have room under here to I can kind of sit down under here, and that's good because I'm like 6 feet, so there's lots of room under there. We already went ahead and drained out the oil, and as you can see, we got the calipers and the rotors off. So next thing I did, disconnect the drive shaft, and that's like the only time in your life you're ever gonna use a 11mm wrench. But now I gotta take out that pin in the middle of the diff and remove the axles. Okay, so I'm gonna take out this little 8mm. Okay, now this pin. Oh! You seen that?
What, you just slipped off?
That was easy. I got freaking gear oil everywhere. Okay. So now Brant, push in the axle, please. Okay, and then pull them out. Take them all the way out. Okay. Go ahead, push it in. C-clip. Okay, go. There it is. Yep. I got the axles out. Before I take out this cap, I'm gonna mark it. I'm just gonna punch a hole. Can't even see that. Okay, I can see it. And then we'll know that's on the right side. 18mm. Nope. Son of a bitch. 16. Oh, shit. This position sucks. So first, what I'm gonna do is take off just this side cap. 16mm. Freaking little gun is a beast. Okay. And we don't want to mix it up, so even though I marked it, I'm leaving it on this side. I'm just scraping off the old gasket, and then come in here with this. This is the best tool, and this crap is going everywhere, but there's a Rolock Scotch-Brite. So shout out to Acme Machinist on YouTube. I seen him do this trick. Not a trick, but I seen him use this method when you're looking for measuring pinion depth. So first, you can do this. This is just a $47 depth mic from Amazon. Yup, link in the description. You already know. 47 bucks. And it's pretty accurate because I compared it to I measured it with like some Starrett stuff, so I know it's pretty good. But anyway, what I'm gonna do is take a measurement from this surface to the top of the bearing race. So I'm getting 0.517. 516, 517. Let's say 517, okay? So that's the measurement from here to here. Right? The pinion depth measurement that we want is from the center of this axle. So imaginary center line, which is somewhere around here, to the top of the pinion. So if I know this distance, then I subtract, I measure this bearing race. Half of the bearing race should be the center of the axle, right? And then from the center of the axle to the pinion, that's the pinion depth. You get it? If I don't make sense, go watch Acme Machinist's video. Shoot. Should have jacked this up a little bit higher, but anyways, now I can take off this cap. And it shouldn't fall out. Okay, make this on this side so we don't mix them up. Now, when you pull this out, there's shims on the side, so you want to keep the shims on the same side. And hopefully I don't drop this on my lap and crush myself. Oh, you know what you do? Put the cap back on loosely so it doesn't just launch out. I should have did that first. Raise the truck up a little bit because my fucking back was getting sore. So that happens when you're 6 feet tall. There. Seen that? Jesus Christ. Race. You see the shim? One shim. This side. One shim. Your oil all over the place. Fuck up. Moose. The shim. There's a whole bill out of here. Oos! Somebody sponsor me one lift. One garage, one lift. Okay. So now, remember I got my reading for the pinion? I mean from the deck to the top of this. I'm gonna measure this.
Right there.
Okay. So this is 3.0625. So half of that is the center of our axle. So then I have a distance from the top of this to the center. That way when I measure from the top of this to there, to the pinion, then we minus this. You know what I mean? Alright. I could have just used a depth mic, but the depth mic only goes to 4 inches. I needed 1 more inch. That's what she said. But anyways. Okay. $15 high-speed tool bit from Amazon. I think this thing was like 40 bucks. Like I said, if you had a longer reach with the depth mic, then you don't need the parallel. But so I didn't know I needed 5 inches. This one only goes up to 4, so you can do it this way. Now that I have that I'm using the tool bit, don't forget I gotta minus that. I gotta minus that height. I'm making sure my stuff is flat. .6415, right? 5.6415. 5.6415. Then I gotta minus this. 5.6415 minus this. Minus 1.0105.
What is it?
1.0105. Okay. I measured from the top. This is the top of the housing, right? the face to the top of the race, and that was 0.516. I measured the diameter of the race, and it's 3.0625, so I divide that by 2 to get the radius, right? And then so 3.0625 divided by 2 equals 1.53125, and then I'm gonna plus the 0.516, and that's 2.04725 G's. Okay, so that's from the top to my center line. This is my measurement minus this, right? Minus this thickness. So now I'm gonna minus this number from this number, and that's gonna give me this distance, which is your pinion depth. Minus 0.4 equals 2.58725. If you round it up, 2.587. 2.587. So now that I showed you how to measure pinion depth, it really doesn't even matter, because when we look at the Yukon bro, no sticker? Come on, man. Crown wheel pinion? What does that mean? Anyway, when you look at this new pinion, tell me what you see. I see a 0. I don't know what that is. But what I don't see is a pinion depth number. And then I looked it up, and it says that Yukon, they don't put pinion depth numbers on their gears. They want you to use the old shims and start from there. So pretty much all that measuring stuff that I did, who cares? You don't really need it, but I just wanted to show it, and then mention the Acme Machinist, because that's a way easier way to measure without buying the $500 tool. So now we can continue. Just take note of this, because that's the feeling you kind of want later. Okay. And now we're going to take this off. I'm not going to say easy, but that was cherry. Okay, trying something different. We went with it's pretty much a steering wheel puller. I'm gonna try to separate the yoke from the pinion. Yes, sir! Oh, this is the old crush sleeve. So I'm gonna use this to reference because I'm not gonna put another crush sleeve on there. What I got is a crush sleeve eliminator. So you use a stack of shims instead of this. So it should be easier to go back on. But anyways, since there's no pinion numbers on the new ones, I need this shim under here. Because we're gonna start with that shim under here. So I need to push this bearing off. So let's go break in the press.
Okay.
Sketch. Woo! That's the one. Let's go. Yes, sir. And most people don't like these splitters because they say it destroys the bearing. But I mean, I'm not reusing it anyway. Chew. Alright, so this is our shim. And this is what we gotta reuse. We're gonna put this on our new pinion. I wanna measure it. What is that? 34.5 thousandths? That's how you say it. 0.0345. 34.5 thousandths. Oh. 35 thousandths. Got that? USA standard gear master overhaul kit or whatever. It came with these are coil bearings, and what I heard is the company that owns coil bearings took over Timken. I mean, it's supposed to be good, but I went and bought the Timken bearings. I'm gonna use the Timken. Let's see, what was the original? The originals was Timken. Can barely make it out. So we got our 35,000 shim, and that's going on the pinion. And then I got new Timken bearings. So what I'm doing now is removing this bearing cage because I want to use the inner race as a tool to install the new bearing. Ah! Try not to drop this stuff all over the ground, but see that? So this is the best tool to install. Bango! And then I gotta figure out what else, but before I do that, pick up these bearings. Let's go change the races. I gotta pound the old ones out with the housing. install the new ones. Okay. Okay, so it's the next day. I have to go to Lowe's and get some tools to press this on. So, still got the race here, the old race. Jesus. This is gonna be the best. Because it'll absolutely contact just the race, right? And then this is something from Lowe's that I hope doesn't explode. I'm gonna press them on like this. Does it look fat? Should be. Worked. Now we're gonna put the new ring gear on this Yukon Dura Grip. Just gonna just line it up. And then these are left-hand thread. I'm just gonna put 2 of them in to hold this. Then I'll flip it over.
In.
See? Now these gotta be Loctited. I'm gonna use the new and improved orange thread locker. It's supposed to hold like the red and release like the blue. I should have made them purple. This is the old crush sleeve, and this is the new one. But we're not gonna use this one because I got a crush sleeve eliminator. And pretty much, it's just a bunch of shims. So the old crush sleeve, 0.584. 584. .583 to 584. Now it wants to be 583, 584. .583.5. Okay. So I'm gonna make this, the eliminator and those shims, equal 583. So is that 551? I need 30 thousandths. 551. This is skinny. I know by feel already. This one gonna be about 20. Fuck! See that? Oh man. This alone is 550. So I need 34 more thousandths. I got a 20 and a 14.5 here. 34.5. Combine this. Should be around 585. 585. And then it's gonna get squished a little, so I'm gonna go with this 585. Now I'm not putting the seal on, so we gotta stick this through there, and I'm gonna slide in the shims the crush sleeve eliminator and the bearing, and then I'm gonna put the yoke on. There you go. Shout out to you if you are still watching. I appreciate the support. But anyways, I'm sitting at the computer editing this video, and there must be like hours of footage at this particular part. So I'm like, I gotta go break this down, because there was just too much swearing already. So we was trying to get the pinion in, started with the pinion eliminator. So if you remember, I measured the old crush sleeve 0.584, right? And then my first set of shims actually came out to like 0.586 or whatever. I think it was 0.586. So we installed it with the 0.586, and what was happening was the bearings were seating, and that's all it could go already. The nut was bottomed out, and I had zero backlash. Like, I could spin the pinion, I could spin the yoke free like this, and it will rotate at least once. So I already knew that was too loose. So at that point, I was like, screw the pinion eliminator. We're gonna go with the crush sleeve. Okay guys, executive decision. Screw that stupid crush sleeve eliminator. I'm going back to the crush sleeve, because I don't got time to be guessing freaking sizes and pounding this yoke on and off. So now I'm gonna install the seal. I almost got it, but because then at least we can keep working until we set it, and then it'll be done, right? So I thought. So I put the seal on, which I shouldn't have, and I put the crush sleeve on. Now, probably for the next 3 hours, we couldn't crush the crush sleeve. Like, that thing was so freaking hard. No matter what we did, we could not get it. I couldn't even fully see the bearings. Like that last 1/8 of an inch or less, we just couldn't get it to crush. So I even ended up breaking my freaking favorite snap-on ratchet, the 1/2 inch. This thing is a beast. And now, RIP. But anyway. So after messing around with the crush sleeve, I finally was like, okay, you know what? Let's go back to the freaking crush sleeve eliminator. Because we have to. Because we cannot crush this thing on the ground, on our backs, with the truck on jacks. Like, I've done these things not a million times before, but I've done enough. But it was always on a lift. So like I said earlier, somebody sponsored me a lift. bend pack hit me up because I need a bend pack instead of breaking my back. But anyway, so then I start thinking like, okay, I got the bearings to seat, but not enough load. I'm thinking I gotta add more shims. So at least one thing that I did right was when I added, I added like in large amounts, so like 10,000s one time, I added it. And then as I put that 10,000 extra shim on, so now instead of 586, we're at like 596, right? At that point, I couldn't even get the bearings to seat. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take off the 10 and then take out the 10. So now we're at like 575. So 575, the bearing seat, and I could not even, I couldn't spin the yoke. Like, I actually ran the inch-pound torque wrench, and I was getting like 30 bearing preload, and the spec is supposed to be 14 to 19. So, but at least now I know I was in the right direction. I had to, from the 586 or whatever that we started, I had to go less in order to get the preload. So we did that a couple of times, but it came down to like the 1,000 where it was like, I think it was like 5, so 575 was too tight. And then 580, I had it at 580, and my torque wrench didn't even read. It was still zero. Zero preload. So I was like, okay, gotta be like 578, 577. I couldn't get 577. So I think we ended up going with 578. And at that point, I was just at 14 inch-pounds of preload, maybe a little less, but that was the best we could do. So I just saved you guys and myself another 2 hours of watching clips. But that's what happened with the bearing installation. And a lot of the videos you watch, they just skip this part. All of a sudden it's okay, the pinion's in, like the thing just fell in. They never even show them checking preload. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. And if you guys got any questions, you know, just leave me a comment. Try to help out. But let's get back to the video. Look at this. This is good. Okay. 14 to 20. When I put this thumb gauge on, I get, calling that 15. I'm calling it 15.
One more time.
I don't care. I don't care what you see, it's good already. Okay, posi and gear in. We did have to adjust the shim. I went with the shims in the kit because the factory shims were just too big. We couldn't get it in. So right now, this is checking the backlash. It's 9 thousandths. See that? Spec is 4 to 10. That's good. Now we're gonna paint this teat yellow and take some, check the pattern. This is the crappiest marking compound ever.
Go. Yeah. Go. Okay, stop. Okay, go the other way.
You guys can see the pattern. And look at all. Harry, let me see.
Can you spin it?
This is from my view. Wait, hold on. So if you can see my gear pattern. Okay, go ahead, rotate that. This is my drive side. And now you can see the transfer marks. It's right in the middle. Loose. Oh, it's just a backlash. Look at that. Some cherry pattern to me, guys. I am done messing with this thing. We're gonna slap the freaking drive shaft back on and the axles. And get this biatch on the road. So I just came into the HP tuners. You see the ratio in red. It was on 342, so now I changed it to 373. And I already, since that's the only thing, I just write the calibration.
You feel different? I don't know how your shit was before. Dead stop?
I try to listen to noise, fucking hear crickets. I don't hear anything. Okay, so far we drove about 20 miles, and everything looks good. Speedometer works. We don't hear no noises, no whining besides my exhaust. So I'm gonna call this install a success. But I must say, it sucks if you do this on the ground. I give you props. But yep, I catch you guys back at home. Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I must say, this is probably one of the hardest things I've done on the ground. I highly recommend that if you are gonna do this on the ground, you should get the crush sleeve eliminator. I mean, unless you can bench 400 pounds, because they say it takes like 300 to 400 pounds to crush the sleeve. So I definitely recommend this if you're doing this on the ground. And I just want to say thank you for everybody for watching. We just hit 1,600 subscribers. So my goal is to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And I think we can do it. I'm going to try my best to put out more content. And I just want to say, if you like this stuff, don't forget to hit the like button. Definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And, you know, share the video. If you think this could help anybody, go on some forums or some chat groups and, you know, drop my link. And I just appreciate everyone for sticking with us. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.